Good morning, student. Today we discuss about elementary concept of object-oriented programming, that is class and object. In previous class, we know the introductory concept of object-oriented programming, and in introductory concept, we know about object-oriented programming. Basically, high-level language is three types: structure-oriented language, procedural-oriented language, and object-oriented language. So we already know about the procedure oriented language, structure oriented language, and little bit knowledge about the object oriented programming language. In object oriented programming language, that is Java or Python, here our focus area is data instead of function or structure. So whenever we learn about the elementary concept of object oriented programming, so we have to know the basic two things first. One, the class, and second, the instance of class. Class, we already discussed that a collection of variables and method in a single unit. So first we have to know about the variables and methods. Variables are the data members in a class which actually hold the values in a particular variable, and the data methods, that is the functions, are the tasks that tasks are executed to find out some specific result. So whenever we collect the variables and its function in a single unit, that unit is called the class. And simultaneously, whenever we want to know about the object is nothing, it's a instance of a particular class. Let's think about the object. So object are the entities which possess different characteristics and common behavior described within a class. That means object not only the instance of a class, it have all such characteristics and all such behavior that is already defined in class. In class, we can define the member variables and member methods. That means we can say that class is the blueprint or prototype to create objects. That means from a particular class you can create more objects. So object is the instance of the class within its periphery actually. That means which help to use the variables and method inside the class. So let's think about the class quadrilateral. Quadrilateral have some variables, that is length, breadth, these are the member functions, and some methods or functions, that is input, calculation, display. So if we create a class quadrilateral, so in that class we have to declare some variables and we have to declare some methods, and in methods we define its function, its activities, its tasks. So whenever we create some object from quadrilateral class, that object should be rectangle or square or rhombus. So all rectangle, square, rhombus, these are the object of the class quadrilateral. That means the rhombus or square or quadrilateral or rectangle all have the basic features of class quadrilateral. So class is the blueprint or templates or prototype that describe the characteristics and behavior of the similar type of objects. So it's the collection of objects of similar types. If we want to define class with respect to object, and similarly the object are the entities which possess different characteristics and common behavior described within the class. So whenever we define the object with respect to class, we can say that objects are the entities which possess, which have, which maintain the characteristics and the common behaviors which are already defined in class. We already say that in a class, the class like man. So man have some specific features, that means specific characteristics, and some specific behaviors, that means the member functions. And after defining the class man, whenever we create some object like Ram, Sam, Madhu, so these objects have the all such features, that means all such characteristics and all such behaviors, that means the member variables and the member functions which already defined in class man. So this is the basic concept of object and class. So whenever in programming language we write down the class, what is the syntax of the class? And after defining the class, we create some object, and that object actually created from a particular class which already defined by us. So how we create class and how we create object, that means its instance. So class, whenever we define a class, what is the syntax actually? The syntax is that in Java, basically Java is a object oriented programming language, so that's why we are using the syntax of Java, and we implement that Java in Java compiler. The easiest compiler is BlueJava. So in BlueJava compiler, we can use all such syntax to execute our practical class. Basically, whenever we define a class, we have to maintain a specific syntax. The specific syntax is that we have to use the keyword class, after that the name of the class and the second bracket. Within the second bracket, first we have to define the variables. If we use 2 or 3 variables, we have to declare all 3 variables, and after that we have to define its methods or the functions, and that functions also maintained in such a way that the function should have a return data type or return type, function name, and within second bracket the functions body are given. So whenever we create a class textbook, so we can create such a way the class textbook, second bracket, name, publisher name, these are the 2 variables, and reading is a method or function, so reading is under bracket, and next complete the second bracket. This is the definition of class. So in that way we create a class. After completing the total syntax, now we have to create an object. So whenever we want to create an object, we use a specific keyword, that is new. So how we create an object? It's very simple. The class name, then the object name assigned to new keyword, then class name. That means textbook is the name of the class. The object is English, so English is a textbook type book, which is equal to, that means assigned value is equal to new textbook under bracket semicolon. So this is the way to define a particular object. So we create an object English, or we create an object mathematics. These are the two textbooks, English textbooks and mathematics textbooks are the object of class textbooks, which is defined by using a keyword new. New is allocate a specific memory for textbooks, English and mathematics, and after that we use the name textbooks under bracket. So this is the syntax how to create an object from a class. Now we have to know about the programming and the real world system. So if we think about a real world class, let's see about a television set. So if television set is a class, so it has some characteristics and it have some behaviors. The characteristics, what are the characteristics? Characteristics is that the size of the television set, the number of channels the television set display, and the price of the television set. This is the characteristics of the television set. And its behaviors is viewing the television program, playing the games. Nowadays the television set also interact with us by using the remote, or displaying the movies. So if these three are the function and these three are the behaviors, and the above three, that means the size, number of channels, the price, are the characteristics, then that television set can be written in the form of class television set in programming language. How? We can write down the class television set under bracket. Now we define the data member. Data member is the size. To define size, we have to use the length and breadth. So length is an integer type, breadth is an integer type. Laterally I define the data type. What is the integer, what is character. Now number of channels, so this is also the integer type. And the price have some floating value, that means the value with precision data. So on that case we use the data type of the price is float. So member functions is defined, member variables are defined. After that we have to create member functions. The member functions, what? The input under bracket. Then we have to write down the body of the input. The calculate, that means the size, we have to calculate the size of a, or what amount of area the television set have, displaying area have. So on that case we use the member function calculate, and display, the number of channels we have to view through television. So on that case we define a function display, and the bracket close. So this is the programming class, that means the class in programming form, programming syntax, and that was the physical class television set. Now whenever we create a class television set, we have to create the object, and the object is that in your home you have a television set of Samsung. In my home there is a television set of Sony. So Samsung, Sony, LG, etc. are the object of class television set. So in that object, each and every object maintain all the features of the class television set. That means they have some specific size, specific displaying area, number of channels. All television set have some price, and they also maintain some function tasks, that means to viewing the television programs, to playing games, to watching movies, sports. So all such are functions, and that functions defined in the form of programming syntax in Java or Blue Java. So on that case, what we have to create? We have to create some object, and the object is television set Sony new television set. That means television set Samsung equals, it's not equal, it is actually the assign new television set. That means we store or we allocate the memory for the television set class of object Samsung, which is one of the television set of class television set. So this is little bit confusing, because initially the programming language is based on practical. So the number of times we developed our program in our computer, it will be clear for us. But nowadays we have to know about the theory. After theory, we will go to the practical. So these are very important part, that how to define a class, how to define a object, and by using class we create some instance, that is object, and that object used for our programming purpose. Now after getting all through, we have to know about some terms. The class is an object factory. This is one of the sentence we have to clarify it. It's very clear that we have to create many objects from a particular class. So by using this concept, we can say that class is nothing, it's an object factory, it's a blueprint, it's a prototype, it's a module. By using that prototype or that module, we create lots of objects. For television set, we have to use there are various television set in our market, but all have to maintain the features of television set class television set. Similarly, the object is the instance of class. It's already defined that if a particular class is defined, we can use that concept to create various objects. Once Dr. Baer created a television set, that is the prototype, and after that we create lot of television, and now the television are regularly changed. Similarly, Charles Babbage once created his computer, and after that the same features, same module, same concept are used to create new computers, new generation computers. Even in case of vaccine, first we have to create a prototype vaccine, and after that, whenever we developed a particular vaccine, after testing everything, we have to create its replica. So this is the concept of class and object. And last but most important, that class is a user defined data type. Now we have to know about the data type in programming language. Data type means, as in object oriented programming language, we already emphasize on data. So data is what type, that is most important for us. So data type basically two types, primitive and non-primitive. Primitive means which already defined in compiler, which already defined by the scientist, and that type of data, that type of data type we already used in our physical and programming life. What type of data? Integer type, character type, Boolean type. So these are the basically basic data type or primitive data type. But in case of class, as class is defined by us, that means user defined. So class is also maintain some basic features like data type. So we can say that class is a user defined data type which use to define the object, which use to define its instance. So class is nothing. Class is the prototype, class is the module, class is the blueprint, class is the user defined data type. So if the students know about the class clearly, and if its concept is clear, and gradually after clearing the concept, if he or she easily write down the class in computer language form, then it is quite easy to learn the object oriented programming, Java or Blue Java. So we have to know about the class, and after that, whenever we are very much clear about the class, we create its instance, and that instance is object. So these are the basic three features we already defined. Now whenever we write down the program, sample program, or if you want to add the two number a and b and store the result in C, so how you develop the program? In structure oriented, in procedure oriented, or object oriented, the basic program is the same. That means you have to take two variables a and b and put some data in variable a and variable b, and after that add two variable a and b, and that two variable will accumulate or will give us a result, and that result will be stored in another variable, that is C. So C is the sum of a plus b. Now a, b, c, all we have to define what type of data is that. So data type is extremely required to define, to store the data in a particular variable. Here we use the data type. That means data type refers as type of data or a memory location can hold. We know that computer store the data in its memory. So before we have to store any type of data, we have to give instruction to the computer that data is what type. It may be an integer type, it may be a character type or a string type. Everything we have to define from our end. So data type is most important. Now I can explain physically what is data type. Suppose we see an animal. So that animal, how we identify that animal is a tiger? Because the tiger class define these are the features. So a particular object maintain all such features, its color, its length, its basic features. That means that object, we can say it's a form of, it's the object of class tiger. Similarly, in case of human being like us, we also maintain all the features of class man or human. So we can say that we are the data type of human. So human is the data type of us. In computer, whenever you write down a 5, so 5 is what? 5.00 or 5. If 5 alone, that is it's an integer value. So we can say if a is equal to 5, then a is definitely a integer data type. That means on that case we have to declare the a. So how we declare the a? Int a semicolon. Int a semicolon means a is a variable which is type of integer type and stored in computer in the form of integer. So this is the concept of data type. So data type are used for declaration of variables, and this determines the type of or size of data associated with particular variables. So data type is the type of data to store in memory location, which determines the type and size of data associated with that particular variables. Now we have to know about the different types of data type. I already discussed that there are two types of data type. One is primitive data type, another is non-primitive data type. Primitive data types are the basic or fundamental data types which already defined in compiler, and that data type also divided by two different types of data type. One is numeric data type, another is non-numeric data type. Numeric data type is integer type or floating numbers, and non-numeric data type is character or boolean. The integer data type actually holds the 1 byte or 4 byte space. We know 1 byte means 8 bit. Similarly, 4 byte means 32 bits. So integer data types basically four types: byte, short, int and long. So byte maintain 1 byte, the short maintain 2 byte, that is 16 bit, integer maintain 4 byte, that means 32 bits, and the long is also int type data type which maintain 8 byte, that means 64 byte data type. Similarly, when we use the precision value, that means 5.3 to 5.41, we don't use its type as an integer type, we use it's a floating type. So floating numbers also are two types: normal float and another is double. So float data type maintain 4 byte, that means 32 bits memory location, and double maintain 8 byte, that means 64 bit memory location. Now we have to know about the bit. Bit means binary digit, binary bi digit, that means remaining part, that t is binary digit. So we know that binary digit is either 0 or 1. That means 8 bit means the 8 portion of memory location, either 80 or 81 or mixture of 0 1 number 8, that is the 8 bit. And 1 bit, 8 bit equals to 1 byte. So 1 byte data means it's allocate 8 number of bit in memory. So in that case we use float and double. These are the float type or float numbers primitive data types. So primitive data types are two types: numeric and non-numeric, and numerics are two types: integer and floating. Integers also defined in float types: byte, short, int and long, and float types defined double, two: float and double. Now we go to the primitive non-primitive data type. Non-primitive data type also basically three types: class, which is already defined by us. So user defined data type are class, array and interface. So what is non-primitive data type? Non-primitive data types are the derived data types from a primitive data type. That means if we want to develop non-primitive data types, that is the user defined data type, we have to maintain such data type, we have to create such data type from the primitive data types, that is the integer, character, float, double, string. By using such primitive data types, we create non-primitive data types. We create class. Class is already discussed, and class is a derived data type, and that's why it is called the non-primitive data types. Now, how we declare a variable, or how we initialize the variables. Now, declaration of variables is very important in programming language. How we declare the variables? It's very simple. We declare a variable, particular variable A. So before A, we have to use its data type. Suppose A is an integer type. So on that case, we declare A, that means int A semicolon. Through this statement, we easily define that A is a variable of type integer. And now you can put the value of A equals to 5, or we can say 5 is assigned to value A, variable A. So this is the concept of declaration. So declaration of float F, declaration of integer int n, declaration of character value. Character means the 26 letter we already used in our language, A, B, C, D, etc. These are the characters. And we also use the string. String means the continuous number of characters. That means computer. If computer is a name, under invited quoted comma, so computer is defined a string type data. So how we declare? The int n, int float f, character c, string s, such are defined as a such are declared the variables, and after that we assign a specific value to them. For variable integer n, we use the value 200. For float type, we use 6.32 assigned to f. For character type, we can use, if the character type variable is c, so char c semicolon, c equals to b, or c equals to x under quotation. Similarly, single quote. Similarly, for string value, string s is equal to computer under double quote. So this is the declaration and this is the initialization of variables. And after that, we have to know about the static initialization and dynamic initialization. Static initialization, that means whenever the program is started, we give the specific values to a particular variable. That means we have to initialize a particular value to a particular variable, is called the static initialization. And dynamic initialization is that we have to create 3 variables. 2 variables have some particular value, static initialization, and third